Now, I want us to look at Ubuntu philosophy against black tax. Because Ubuntu philosophy, this is our culture, this is our norm. Now, I think there's a lot of misunderstanding of what Ubuntu really means to what has translated to black tax. Now, when we look at monetary expectation, Ubuntu philosophy calls for helping family and community through empathy, guidance, and mutual care. That is on monetary expectation. Now, the modern interpretation is that it has become mandatory. It has become a financial support mandatory, and that is what we're calling black tax now. So helping is now measured almost entirely by income. So not something like, oh, I need guidance, I need, some level of care. Probably that does not involve money, but that kind of support to the family is not counted. You are only considered when you are giving support, that is financial contributions. Then you'll be considered as giving support, emotional support, and mentorship to the family. That is on Ubuntu philosophy. Then you find that Ubuntu philosophy is something that emphasizes on reciprocity and balance. So what that simply means is that when I give, I'm expected also to be given. Tomorrow you give, the other day I give. So it's reciprocation. That is what is expected. And ultimately, there's a balance in terms of helping one another. So it shouldn't just be one angle. So Ubuntu is talking about reciprocity and balance. So don't just expect to Bachita to be the one giving all the time. It has to be today you give, tomorrow you help, this one helps. Everybody is receiving help ultimately. And ultimately, there is a balance in the way we help one another. Now, in black tax, that is not the case. The only person who has to be giving is the one who's earning more. If I am doing better, I'm working, I should be the one. Tomorrow. And that ultimately brings about a lot of stress on the person who has to. It's a lot of stress. But then, even if you earn very little, I think it's encouraged that you also give something. Then you find that Ubuntu also originated in the rural setup, where there was subsistence-based societies. There was mutual support and resources were shared communally. Now, in the modern urban and wage-based economies, this translated into cash payments, creating a rigid expectation that working members must be the sole financial lifeline. So that is just a comparison between Ubuntu and black tax. So Ubuntu isn't just about give. It's about balance. We are helping one another for survival in this very harsh world. So that is Ubuntu, because you are. I am because we are. And we are. They are supporting, I'm also supporting. Everybody's having a share. All right? But then how do we escape black tax? There is need, one, to shift from dependency to empowerment. So instead of giving cash handouts all the time, help family members, start small business. This one also, you keep giving small businesses, because what has been there is still, handouts. So those who've been receiving handouts, to give them small money that they begin businesses. So kind of. Only others who really, are meaningful people trying to, they'll pick that up. But what I've observed mostly, no. But anyway, so from shifting also from dependency to empowerment also means paying for skills. Let those people who depend on you kind of pay for them for skills instead of giving them. Let them go earn a skill so that from that skill they can come up. Then also too, you need to set clear financial boundaries. That meant that you need to communicate honestly and earnestly with relatives about what you can and cannot do. Ooh, that's a tough one. It's a tough one. Huh? Yeah, but we need to do that. And then also decide on a fixed budget for family support. Meaning, if you earn a certain amount, give it a 10%. The way we do church, what do you call that? Oh Jesus. Yeah, the 10% that we give to church. Or tithe, Lord Jesus, have I become a sinner? No. Yeah, so we can do that even to family members instead of responding to every request. Then the other way under setting clear financial boundaries is to learn to say no, respectfully. Say no. No, brother, no. No, no, no. We need to learn to use the word no. Explain that overgiving now will prevent you from building wealth that could help everyone in the family in the future. So you need to learn how to say no. These are difficult. They sound very easy. No, but to use them in such a circumstance. Oh, Jesus, take your will. Third, you need to prioritize your own financial growth. So that means build an emergency fund and invest in assets such as land, buying, real estate, businesses, and plan for retirement also. That means retirement savings. And this is quite critical, especially in Zambia. I think you find that people retire without a plan and there are no savings at all. Therefore, that monthly earning they used to have from their job is terminated. And when you are used to, remember you have worked for 30, 40 years, then that stops. Because that 30, 40, whatever years, it has become part of you to receive every month and it's something. So then it becomes terminated because you did not plan for anything. Then now comes in depression and early death. People die because of retirement. Planning for retirement is quite critical. Others would say, no, we'll do it then. Yeah, okay. Yep. And also remember, if you collapse financially, the family loses their biggest support pillar. Yeah. So you need to keep yourself well also. So create wealth first, then support sustainably. So you create yours first, then support comes to the others. Number 4 is to involve the family in planning. So instead of being the ATM, hold family meetings where everyone contributes something, even if it's small. Okay? Also introduce rotational savings groups. So there's what they are calling chamas. Chamas is where you are saving a certain amount. you have a group of people, maybe your family members. You say, okay, let's every month be contributing 100 kwacha, Zambian kwacha. Okay, then at the end of the month, you give somebody of that group to do whatever they want, hoping that they are taking that to a particular business. The next month again, you save, if it's the same 100 kwacha, give to another member. They do something with business. In that way, you are helping one another to grow. That's chamas. I don't know how it's called, but this is a term that is used mostly in Tanzania, Uganda, something like that. In Zambia, I don't know what it's called exactly, but it's something that is also practiced. Also from cooperatives, I think women are doing quite well in this. It's so funny. We women don't get along very well, but when it comes to such, we come together. We would laugh, oh, the hair, the whatnot, laugh at each other. We are good at that. But then when it comes to such activities, I think we are great. Men are together to come together and drink. That's what I'm getting. But when it comes to coming together and support each other, I don't think so. Because I don't think I've ever heard of any men cooperative, a chamas that is involving men. All these are women. Village banks. If there is a village bank where there are men, there are very few. Barrier societies also could be one of them. So these are all spread responsibility. Then there's also changing the narrative. That's number 5. So that simply means educate younger siblings and relatives about financial literacy so that the burden doesn't always fall on one person. Teach them that Ubuntu and family responsibility do not mean permanent dependency. So there's need to educate family members in that aspect. So true Ubuntu is about uplifting each other to independence. But that's not something you see. But we need to change the narrative by educating ourselves on literacy, teaching what Ubuntu simply means and not the black tax that it has come to. Then, of course, the last one is think generationally. That simply means, if possible, create family projects. Build one family house, a farm, or a shop that benefits everyone instead of endless individual support. The goal is to move from survival mode to wealth creation as a family unit. Well, on that note comes to the end of what we call black tax. I hope you had learned something on what exactly black tax means, the activities under black tax, the origin, the possible origins of black tax, and how we can run away from what we are calling black tax. So until next time, this has been Queen, and of course I will encourage you to keep exploring, learning, and questioning. But of course, always do remember that you are always appreciated for paying attention and listening to the information that comes on this channel.